How can I find out if I'm in deportation? Hi, I'm Jim Hacking, immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States out of our offices in St. Louis, San Diego, Washington, D.C., and Chicago, Illinois. Sometimes immigrants want to know, am I in deportation? Have I been placed into removal proceedings? Of course, the name of the immigration court is actually the Executive Office for Immigration Review. And the main way that an immigrant would find out that they are in removal proceedings or deportation proceedings would be by receiving what's called a notice to appear. So when the Department of Homeland Security wants to kick somebody out, they issue what's called a notice to appear, an NTA. And in the NTA, it'll have your name, your address, your identifying information, and of course your alien number. And then it'll set forth why they think you are subject to removal from the United States. Your name is George Gantos. You're a citizen of Greece. You're not a citizen of the United States. You entered the United States on May 12th, 2020. You had a B1, B2 visit visa. You're supposed to leave after 6 months, and you did not. And for that reason, you have no legal basis to stay in the United States, and you are removable. Then it'll cite the statute as to why you're subject to deportation. And then later on, you'll have to show up to court and defend yourself, and you'll have to list any legal defenses that you have to deportation. Now, that's the main way that people find out. Now, NTAs often get lost in the mail. Sometimes you'll have clients who are worried about their immigration status, worried about some long pending case that they have, and they are concerned with whether they've actually been put into removal and just didn't know it yet. Sometimes people get actually ordered deported without ever actually knowing about it. Maybe USCIS screwed up their address, or ICE screwed up their address, or they screwed up their address and they didn't get proper notice, and they were ordered removed in absentia. So the way that you can find out if you want to check on a sort of regular basis is something called the Automated Case Information System, the ACIS. So the Automated Case Information System is the way that you can keep track of whether or not you are in removal proceedings. So there are two main ways to access the ACIS. And the first is through the telephone. So you would type in this number, 1-800-898-7180, and then you're going to hit a couple prompts. And then once you get to the prompt, you're going to provide your alien number. And you should be able to find out pretty quickly through that system if you're in the system, whether you have a court date coming up, where your court date is, and what the address is of the court that's going to conduct your next hearing. So if you want to, just every Monday morning, set a reminder on your phone to call 1-800-898-7180. You can check to see if you are in removal proceedings. You can also check online at acis.eoir.justice.gov and then /en. That's if you want it in English. So acis.eoir.justice.gov. That's how you get to the automated case information system online. You can put in your alien number, and it'll give you a lot of that same information. You'll be able to figure out when your next court date is, if you're in removal. And so if you call that number or check that website and they don't have your alien number, then most likely you're not in removal proceedings. So you might have had a removal order a long time ago that the system isn't catching, but generally you should be able to rely on the information that's provided there. So if you have a case that you're worried about, or if you're on the fence and you're thinking that maybe this case was denied and nobody ever notified me, or maybe when I was a kid I was ordered removed, or if you want to try to fix something or get up to speed on whether or not you have a case, you would use the automated case information system. The last thing you can do from a historical standpoint, and this might be something to do maybe every 6 months, is to file a request with ICE under the Freedom of Information Act for a copy of your file. So you could ask for your EOIR file to see if there's anything in there. You could also do a Freedom of Information Act, a G639 through USCIS to see if your case was ever referred there. So there's lots of information that you can get, but the fastest way is going to be that 1-800-898-7180. And I always do that with my fingers because that's how I've memorized the number, because I've called it so many times for clients. So the information system is not just for people in removal. So there's people going through the USCIS process that might want to check either before their interview or before filing whether or not they are in removal or have been in removal. So it's a really handy way to do that. Now, of course, at our office, we aren't currently taking deportation cases, but if you have an immigration case that you'd like our help with, you can call us at 314-961-8200. You can also email us info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. If you're just looking for free resources, there's nothing wrong with that. We've got plenty of them for you. So we have our TikTok channel at Immigration Hacking. We have our Facebook group called Immigrant Home, where thousands of immigrants are talking about the immigration process, processing times, service centers, field offices, embassies around the world. They're talking about all that for free in Facebook. Speaking of free, we also have our YouTube channel where I unleash videos just like this one 3 or 4 times a week. We have our Immigration Answer Show, which is a show that you can ask me any immigration questions you want for free. And you can find that on YouTube and on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter or X. And then you can also, if you want to join the show, you can text the word show to 314-470-3300, and you will get an alert when we're about to go live, and that'll give you a link to our waiting room so that you can ask me whatever question that you have. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.